You know, when I watched this video, I was kind of expecting to see an actual argument. Maybe some kind of facts put in there or something like that. I don't know. What I saw was a whole bunch of baseless accusations and telling people that they don't know what they're talking about, calling it pseudoscience without any proof or factual data to back that accusation up. So, yeah, okay, it's pseudoscience. I guess we don't need to pay attention to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies that have been used to justify all sorts of crappy stuff to be done to people that, you know, later turn out to be fake. For example, I'll give you one good example, and it's a real bugaboo for a lot of people here. It's the child support system. Back in about 72, I think it was 72, a psychologist or whatever by the name of Lenore Weitzman did a study and found that men have a higher income after divorce than women. She said something along the lines of the man's income rises by 40% and her income drops by like 35 or 38 or whatever the hell it is. It doesn't really matter, because the point is that a couple of years later, after this data was used to justify the child support tables that we're using, which, by the way, in conjunction with a guy who owns a child support collection agency who actually made these tables up. A couple of years after this damage has already been done, you know, after not giving out her data and all the rest of that, like a real good scientist would, it turns out Lenore was wrong. Yeah, it was a computer error. Apparently she was off by 30-40% in both cases. So that right there is an example of a big feminist lie that had huge impact on everybody's life. It's all fine and good that you mentor and stuff like that, but there's a lot of people out there that really don't want to put themselves in a position where they could get accused of something and have their entire fucking life ruined just like that. Just because they were trying to be a nice guy and somebody decided that they didn't want him around. Whatever. I think it's great that you're willing to do that. I think it's fantastic that you put your future and your career and basically your life on the line by doing this mentoring. That's fantastic. But don't come down on anybody else because they don't want to do it. Listen, man, you put yourself in a position, that's great. But there's stories everywhere, guys who have been accused of something and they lose their career, they get booted out of the fucking job, they get their name dragged through the papers, sometimes there's like an investigation and all the rest of that, and it turns out that it was just some stupid little thing, or I don't know, the kid didn't like him anymore or didn't want him around or whatever. The point is, it's just painfully easy to destroy a man just by making an accusation. You don't even have to have had anything done. So, yeah, lots of guys just really don't want to put themselves in that risky position. Frankly, I'm one of them. I think it's great that you do it. I applaud you and all the rest of that, but seriously, I would never do something like that. Forget it. And then the other thing that I wanted to kind of bring up here a little bit is, you have a belief system based on your life experiences, and that's all fine, but don't call us all a bunch of misogynists practicing pseudoscience, especially when you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. Let's put it this way. The area that I live in is probably about 97% or so white. So if I were to just use my own life experiences, and this is a pretty blatant or a wide-ranging sort of an example here, but if I were to just use my life experiences and say that the rest of the world is exactly like that, then really about 3% of North America is black. That's crap. I mean, we all know that's crap, but around where I live, that's the fucking population. So I guess what I'm saying is that if you want to take your own life experiences and extrapolate that to the rest of the world, that's fine. It doesn't make you an authority, and it sure as hell doesn't condemn me for having my beliefs. I'm sorry that you just disagree. Whatever. But all I can tell you is I've had enough of people telling me that I shouldn't talk. You want to throw blanket accusations, go ahead. But people like myself will continue to do this.